think that our universe is really one of many, with many parallel me, stretching to infinity, doing activities similarly to me, yet at the same time done slightly differently. Seemingly, right now, they could be thinking this same thought as me. Well, a similar thought, but not the same thought exactly. That's pretty deep.
Hey, my name is Dante, and today I have a theory. I'm working on a new title for certain things. Not a new title. I'm working on intros for certain things. Post in the comments on what you think of the theory intro. But anyway, I actually do have a theory, and it's a Steven Universe theory. Now, this little theory that I came up with, I did indeed come up with it. I didn't copy it off of anybody else. This is an original theory. I think it is. I didn't find any other version of this theory anywhere else. This theory, I'd like to call it Steven's Timeline. Now, this is going to be a two-parter episode. The first part, which is this one, it explains all the important parts of stuff that has happened in previous episodes. So, like, this is actual stuff that's happened in previous episodes, whereas the second part, it explains the future of Steven Universe. And this theory kind of links to who Lion is. So, yeah. Okay, so, Steven's Timeline, Part 1. Now, in order for this theory to work, we have to go further back, like, further than Steven. We start off with Rose. Now, we all know her little past. We've watched her past, we made theories about her past, we've made fan fictions about her past. We basically have an idea on who Rose is, and how there was this little gem war, and how she and the other gems would stay on Earth in order to clear up the mess that she and the other gems made. After a few thousand years, Rose meets this little human. His name is Greg. We all know who that guy is. She meets this human named Greg. The human falls for Rose. Rose falls for the human. In that order. After a few years, Rose decides to create something beautiful. She creates this half-human, half-gem being. This child is named Steven, the Steven that we know. Now, Rose gives up her physical form in order to create Steven and give him his, like, powers and stuff. Now, a lot of people think that with this theory, the lion is the other half of Rose, whereas Rose had split herself into two halves. One half giving, which is her powers, which she gave to Steven. The other half is where she turns into a lion. Well, that doesn't really work. Rose gave up her entire physical form to create Steven. So she gave up everything she knew and everything She gave up her self in order to create this half-human, half-gem thing. So now we have Steven Universe, the child we all know and care about. So now Steven is growing up, being raised by his father, and then being raised by the crystal gems. He learns how to control his powers. He learns how to play the ukulele. You probably don't understand why that's important, but he learns how to play the ukulele from his dad. You're probably wondering why that is important to Steven's timeline. Well, wait until the next episode in order for it to make sense. Steven is now with the crystal gems, and now he meets this girl named Connie. They start having a thing, but they don't really know what that thing is exactly. But they do have a thing. They just don't know what it is yet. And then later, Steven meets this creature which he named Lion. Now, I must note that the style of Lion's mane, looks a little bit like young Greg. I'm just throwing that out there. It looks a little bit like the young Greg's hairstyle. It also looks like Amethyst's hairstyle, but let's just remember that she got her hairstyle and copied it from Greg. Whereas the lion has never met Greg that we know of. So now we meet this lion, which we don't know anything about. We don't know how he is linked with Rose, how he's linked with Steven, even. That rhymed. But anyway, we don't know who this lion is, and yet this creature that just popped out of nowhere, knows a lot about Steven and Rose. And yet we don't know who the lion is. Even Pearl doesn't even know who the lion is, and Rose told everything to her. So the lion is a complete mystery to us. But that's when the next episode kind of explains who the lion is. So now Steven, Connie, and the lion and the gems go on these adventures, fighting crime, kicking bad guy gem butt person, I don't know. And then we learn about this creature called the Cluster. This giant gem thing, that is now buried within the Earth's crust. And if the creature forms, it'll become really freaking big. You're probably wondering why the cluster has something to do with this theory, but just bear with me, alright? Everything will tie together. The camera shut down on me. I don't know what that was. So, yeah, we talked about everything that we needed to talk about stuff that's already happened. In the next episode, we are going to be talking about what possible things could happen in future episodes. Alright. So, I must say that it's been a great day, but now is the time for me to say goodbye. Goodbye.